It's pretty hard these days to miss just how much AI is, well, weaving itself into software development.
Absolutely, it's everywhere.
And today, we're digging into something that really highlights this Google's Gemini chatbot. It now plugs directly into GitHub.
Yeah, GitHub. I mean, for anyone even remotely involved in code, GitHub, it's the place for managing code, collaborating.
Exactly. So, this new Gemini integration connecting Google's AI right into that core developer hub, it's significant. We're looking at a TechCrunch piece from today, May 14th, 2025, that lays it out.
Right. It definitely raises some interesting possibilities and, well, probably some questions too.
Okay, so let's get into the how. How does this connection actually happen? First off, it sounds like it's not just for any Gemini user.
No. According to the article, this is specifically for people on the Gemini Advanced plan, the paid one, like $20 a month.
Right, okay. That makes sense, putting the advanced features behind the paywall.
Pretty standard, yeah.
So if you are an advanced user, how do you link it up? It seems pretty simple.
Sounds like it. Inside Gemini, there's a O plus AVE button in the prompt bar. Click that, choose import code, and then you just paste in the GitHub URL.
Paste the repository URL and boom, connected.
Seems like it. And once you do that, Gemini can apparently start interacting with the code in that repo.
Okay, interacting how? What can it actually, do with the code?
Well, Google Gemini app, their official Twitter handle, @Gemini app, they tweeted about it today, May 14th.
Yeah.
They said Gemini Advanced now works with, at GitHub, and you can connect public and private repositories.
Okay, private repos too, that's important.
Yeah. And the tweet highlighted things like generating code, modifying functions, explaining bits of code.
Explaining code, that could be handy.
Definitely.
Okay.
And answering questions about the code base, helping with debugging. Sort of an AI assistant right there for your code.
I can see the appeal, like asking, hey, what does this chunk of code do? And getting a straight answer, or if you're stuck on a bug.
Exactly. Having it suggest potential fixes or analyze the problematic section. It's aiming to, speed things up, take some load off.
Makes sense. Streamline the workflow.
That seems to be the goal.
Okay, so that's the potential upside. Sounds pretty powerful. But knowing where AI is right now, I'm guessing there are some buts, some caveats.
Oh, absolutely. You have to be realistic. The TechCrunch article, while noting the announcement, pivots pretty quickly to the warnings.
Right. What are the main flags they raise?
Well, the big one, and they state it pretty clearly, is that these AI models, Google's included, still struggle to code quality software. That's the quote.
Struggle to code quality software.
Okay. So not just generating code, but generating good code.
Precisely. The article points out that AI-generated code often has issues, like introducing security vulnerabilities.
Oof, that's a big one.
Huge. And also just basic functional errors, bugs, things that don't work as intended.
Why is that still such a hurdle? What's missing in the AI's understanding? It seems to boil down to a lack of deep, sort of common sense reasoning about programming logic. They're amazing pattern matchers trained on tons of code, but they don't necessarily understand the implications, the edge cases, the kind of things an experienced human developer thinks about, like long-term maintainability, security foresight.
So it's like they can mimic the patterns they've seen, but struggle to truly reason about new situations or the why behind the code.
That's a good way to put it, yeah. For instance, the article brings up that evaluation of Devin. You remember Devin? Touted as a super advanced AI coder.
Yeah, I remember the buzz.
Well, this evaluation ran it through like 20 standard programming tests. Devin only managed to complete 3 of them successfully.
Wait, only 3 out of 20?
3 out of 20.
Yeah, wow. Okay, that really puts the current state of things into perspective, doesn't it? There's still a massive gap there.
Exactly. So helpful assistant, maybe, for some tasks.
Yeah.
But replacing human oversight for critical code, we're definitely not there yet.
Right. Now, Google doing this, it doesn't feel like it's happening in a vacuum. There's a lot of movement in this AI coding assistant space.
For sure. It's absolutely a competitive landscape. All the big AI players are trying to roll out compelling features for developers. It's a key market.
So who else is making similar moves?
Well, the TechCrunch piece notes that OpenAI, just before this Google news, launched their own GitHub connector.
Ah, okay. OpenAI is in the mix too. Is it the same kind of integration?
It seems a bit different, actually. OpenAI's connector is for ChatGPT's deep research feature.
Deep research. What does that mean in the context of GitHub?
From the sounds of it, it's more about using GitHub content like documentation discussions, maybe code snippets, to help ChatGPT compile detailed research reports on a topic.
Ah, I see. So if you're researching a library or a project.
Exactly. ChatGPT could pull info from GitHub to give you a richer overview. It seems less about directly modifying or debugging the code itself, and more about understanding the information around the code.
Okay, so Gemini is maybe more hands-on with the code, generate, explain, debug, while ChatGPT's initial focus here is more on research and synthesis about the code.
That appears to be the distinction, at least for now. And just to show how fast things are moving, OpenAI also apparently announced connectors for SharePoint and Microsoft OneDrive for that same deep research feature just this past Tuesday.
Wow, okay, so connectors are popping up everywhere. It's moving fast.
Very fast.
So bringing it back to you listening,
Yeah.
what are the key takeaways from this Gemini and GitHub news?
I think the main points are, 1, Google's Gemini Advanced can now talk directly to your GitHub repos, public or private.
Uh-huh.
2, this could be helpful for things like getting quick code explanations, maybe generating some boilerplate code, or getting ideas for debugging, speeding things up a bit.
And this is the big but.
Right, the big but is quality. AI still struggles to write consistently good, secure code. Relying on it completely is risky. You can end up with vulnerabilities or just broken stuff.
So treat it as a tool, an assistant maybe, but not the primary author or reviewer for anything important. Human oversight is still crucial.
Absolutely essential. These tools can augment your work, maybe handle some simple tasks, but they aren't replacing the core skills and judgment needed for serious software development. Not yet, anyway.
Okay, good summary. We've looked at the Gemini GitHub link, the potential, the very real limitations, and how it fits into the broader AI race.
Yeah, it's clear AI's role is only going to grow in this field, which, makes you think about that human-AI collaboration.
How do we strike that balance? How do we use the AI speed without sacrificing the quality and security that humans ideally bring?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It really is. And as these tools keep getting better, faster, how do our roles change? Not just developers, but everyone who uses technology built with this stuff. What does quality software even mean when AI is heavily involved in making it?
Definitely something to keep thinking about. It's an ongoing evolution.